What's going on, world? It's your boy Gemini Brown here, back with another episode of Nalo Kicking Knowledge. Today, we'll be starting a brand new Planet Through Sign series, and the planet is Mercury. So, what is Mercury? Mercury is our analytical intelligence. And for those of you who don't know, Mercury just transited into the sign of Scorpio. So this is a great time to use your intelligence to dive deep into things, communicate some deeper aspects of yourself, okay? And just overall a great time for research. You know, Jupiter's there as well, and Jupiter represents the higher mind. So with them conjunct at the moment, we can channel some higher energy down here and facilitate it through our Mercury, our lower level intelligence. And you know, that basically, you know, means like how well we memorize things, how much we like to read, right? And what we get our ability to, you know, retain what we read and what we learn. Mercury is also our verbal communication skills, right? How we speak to others, the flow of our conversational energy. And another thing Mercury represents is skills by hand, okay? Of course, you know, first sign of the zodiac, we're going to start off with Aries. So what is Aries about? Aries is an aggressive nature. It's ruled by Mars. It's about taking action, right? It's about being physical, okay? It's an impulsive energy. It's a young energy. It is, you know, a free-flowing energy. So, let's get into it. Mercury in Aries. Now, this is one thing I love about reading charts is that everybody has like a comment on their Mercury. They either love it or they hate it. They're like, oh, okay, no wonder school is so easy for me, or no wonder I like learning about this, or they're like, damn, no wonder I'm always getting myself in trouble. And when I think about Mercury in Aries, I think about a kid like, right? Because Mercury in Aries, due to the impulsive nature of Aries, tends to not think before they speak. And, you know, they communicate directly, and sometimes they can communicate with impulsiveness, all right? Now, not all Mercury in Aries are like hotheads who just want to tell you off. However, you gotta keep in mind, Aries is this aggressive energy. It's the energy of a soldier, right? And Mercury is our communication. So, first and foremost, these people are always looking to defend themselves verbally, right? Or go in and fight with their words, okay? It's just the natural inclination of how the energy plays out. But just like with any planet we're looking at, we gotta look at the depositor. What is Mars doing? What sign is Mars in? What house is he in? How is he aspected? And of course, how is the Mercury aspected? Okay? Let's say we get a pretty well aspected Mercury, all right? Say it's aspecting, whether, you know, positively aspecting, you know, Venus or the moon. This makes for, now keep in mind, Aries energy, you know, it's a fire sign, so there's motivation here. Mercury in Aries can make a great motivational speaker. Now, I don't know about life coach, but I'm talking about a motivational speaker. Someone like you know, like that'll give a prep talk before a football game, or, you know, give a speech to some athletes, something to fire you up. Okay, the person, when the planets are aspected well, they'll know how to better communicate, you know, that energy. And on the flip side, if you know Mercury is in harsh aspect, especially towards Mars, or, you know, Mars itself is in an overly aggressive sign, it's just going to amplify that. Then Mars is going to be using Mercury as, you know, this major defense. Okay, but like I said, we really want to look at what Mars is doing because it is the depositor. And what I've seen is that whenever Mars gets into any other fire sign, and you have your Mercury in Aries, even if you're not a good athlete, there's there's an athletic bug within you. You know those people that you meet that are like, they're probably like accountants and stuff now, or got good jobs. They're like, oh yeah, I used to play some basketball in high school, or I used to play some volleyball in college. You never know, right? A lot of these people will have Mercury in Aries, with Mars in a fire sign. Because, like I said, there's a key thing about Mercury, and I'll be discussing this through every sign. Your skills. Mercury gives you skills. So, one natural outlet for, this Mars-ruled Mercury is through sports, and it's through athletics. So, we get a really, really good, say we get a Mercury Mars conjunction here in Aries, or maybe Mars trine Mercury, like Mars and Leo trine Mercury. This can produce an excellent boxer, or maybe even Mars and Gemini, pardon me. This can produce an excellent boxer, somebody who's into the UFC, all right, male or female, all right. Definitely seen this play out, and it's cool. So the next thing with Mars and Aries, the thing about your defense, like your speech being your defense, this works in a world where your Mercury and Aries isn't easily intimidated. They look at many things as a competition. So they're intellectually competitive. And, the older you get, the more you see that this is a dog-eat-dog world. So you gotta always be prepared to compete and fight for what you want. Now, the downside to this position, and like I said, check the aspects, is Mercury not being able to concentrate. Okay, that he gets too fired up, too easily distracted, and you also want to in fire, you don't know, because the sun is naturally hot, right? Wherever it goes, the sun is the sun, but that element is going to, the sun is going to adjust to that element of that sign. So when you get your sun in, say it's in Aries, if Mercury is going to be in Aries, you don't want it too conjunct, because this can really make you that, oh my God, I'm just fired up all the time, or even when, that can even make you the type of person that you just seem like you're always aggy when you're communicating, like you have an attitude, right? The slightest thing, you can just communicate in this hostile, fiery way. So, like I said, you want to see how to best assert your Mercury here. I would say seek to build upon your ideas after the initial stages. And one good way to train your Mercury in Aries, I've given them tons of advice. Reading, right? Reading builds patience. Reading builds imagination. Okay? So say you may have, say you're a Pisces with the Mercury in Aries. You really need to read, because it's going to open up your imagination and give you ideas and, a motivation to communicate what's going on up in your Piscean, aura. But, like I said, it builds patience, which is the key thing Mercury in Aries wants to do. You want to seek to carry out your ideas. And most of the time, Mercury in Aries really thrives off partnership. They need an audience. They need, people to be like, hey, don't you think this is a good idea? And the other person say, yeah, and we can add this to it. Because they don't always see they're not really concerned with the details of things. But overall, like I said, you can make it work in your favor. So guys, this is my first episode of the Mercury Through Sign series. I'm super excited to be doing this. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. You need a reading, email me. Until next time, peace.